this man was a hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African-American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace.
So y'all just heard that right quick, and I had to play the audio for because I wanted y'all to actually hear what she said. And this is an actual screenshot from when she was talking about when she said what she said just right here. And I always tell people to pay attention to body language. This woman's body language when she was saying what she was saying about Kevin Samuels was very disgusting. Like, you could tell that she was very gleeful. She was boasting. She was happy about what she was saying. Like that part where she was saying, and he killed over, she kind of pushed her body forward in a very happy way. And this is actually how her face ended off when she said it. She ended off boasting about a dead black man with a smile. This is how her face looked at the end of her little minstrel rant. I did a video about Vivica Fox last month when she had spoke about the incident in which, you know, with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. And she had said, and I quote, that this was a form of black on black crime. Loosely quoted, I should say. Loosely quoted, that's what she said. That this is like black on black crime. And I grilled her ass then. And the thing is, I've grilled Vivica in the past, you know, with the whole CBA contract with Black America, you know, with Ice Cube. And, you know, it was back in 2020, I believe it was. It's crazy how fast time flies. This woman right here has more than deservedly earned the title of the Supreme Blacarian. And I've talked about many Blacarians on my channel before. It's been a long time since I've done a Blacarian video. And the only reason I'm really doing this video right now is because of a tweet that I posted up on my Twitter account when I just simply said, Vivica Fox is the Supreme Blacarian. And many people said, oh, are you going to do a show about her? Are you going to do a video about her? And at first I was like, you know, I don't feel like really diving into this. But I said, you know what? Why not? The opportunity is here. Let me go ahead and do so. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some things that was tagged to me on Instagram. And you're going to see how what Kevin Samuels, when he was saying stuff about, you know, two other, you know, women, how directly it links to Vivica Fox. It's loosely linked to her without him having to say her name. And her little minstrel rant that she just had that you just heard literally directly links to her. So I'm on here right here. And shout out to Mr. Know It All Rants on Instagram because they tagged me because it was a post that I had made about a while back about Vivica. And it's actually I think it shows up in the last slide of this and you'll see it. And this is going to literally display for you. It's just like a little rundown of her, you know, her history, dating history. A lot of it is her dating history. Now, remember, she was saying how, you know, that Kevin Samuels has said that if a woman is over 35 and single and things like that, that she's pretty much left over. Y'all got to like bear with me because, like I said, I didn't watch Kevin Samuels like that. I really didn't watch him at all. I was familiar with him like most of us are, or excuse me, or were. But I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, my God, you know, he was this, you know, this and he was that. I'm not about to do all of that. So this first slide right here says Vivica A. Fox ended her first marriage because she was paying all the bills. I didn't want to be the breadwinner. My mother didn't raise me to take care of a man. So this is a picture right here of her and her ex. And I'm going to be honest, I did not know Vivica was married. And apparently on one of these slides, it literally is going to go through her dating history. And I think she was married twice. I believe she was married twice. And you'll find something very interesting about both of those relationships. So this apparently was her first marriage. And she married this guy, I believe, in 98, and I think they got divorced in 2002. So let me keep going. This one says that she moved too fast. The actress has been honest about rushing to get her happy ending when she married Harvest, who I'm guessing is that first guy, that person in that picture. She said she did so because she wanted to catch up to the women around her. Now listen to that. It sounds to me like she did not marry this man just for the sake of, you know, being in love or loving this man. She did that so she could keep up with the other women around her. She saw all the women around her were getting married, you know, starting families and whatnot. And she was the only single one. So a latch ditch effort. She was like, let me just go through a lineup, like a little Rolodex, and see which one I like. Or better yet, which one can I tolerate? I think that's a better way of putting it. She said, I hate to say that, she told Vlad TV, everyone was having their Cinderella day, and I just wanted one to be very honest with you. While the marriage didn't last a long time, because I didn't take the time to get to know him, I felt peer pressure. Peer pressure? So you mean to tell me that seeing all the women around you getting married, having their Cinderella day, as you called it, was peer pressure? No. If you see all the women around you are married to starting families and you aren't, it's one of two things. One, you're not ready, or two, you are about to be a common denominator in probably a lot of your past relationships and going forward. And I would like to see an extensive dating history. And you know what? I spoke too soon, because I think there is a part that's going to show her extensive dating history. And you're about to see that. This is another slide that just shows her net worth of $2 million. Now you got to think about this. This woman has been acting since like the late 80s. All throughout the 90s and in early 2000s. She only has a net worth of $2 million to date. What has she been doing all this time with her so-called career? I remember when people were telling me that she was doing this some kind of commercial or whatever. And I was like, I never saw the commercial. And literally, like probably the next week, I saw that commercial 2 times. What got me is the commercial she was doing should have been for an up and coming actor or actress. Basically an unknown person who's, you know, breaking into their career. Because that's usually how a lot of actors get their start, is through like commercials and stuff like that. And here she is doing what I call entry level work. That's how far her stock has fallen. I told people that this woman hasn't been relevant since she got killed by the bride in Kill Bill Volume 1. And that was back in 2003. That was 19 years ago. Really, people haven't been checking for her since. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, look at her net worth. $2 million. $2 million is how much her net worth is. A woman who has been in this industry for about as long as I've been alive. And this is all she has to show for it. But she wants to go around flaunting like she has it all. She'll be lucky if a person who is just a doctor would even look her way. There's a lot of people who aren't in her position who are doing way better than she is. I mean, miles better than she is. And she walks around here like she's the queen of the universe. What universe? Exactly. One of the multiverses in the multiverse of madness that nobody really cares about? I'm guessing that's what she's talking about. It says Fox stated her biggest regret is that she did not have children. On September 20th, 2020, Fox backed out of co-hosting a live from the red carpet virtual pre-show for the 72nd Primetime Emmy Awards because she tested positive for the woo-woo. She says, I love children. Please do not get me wrong. I absolutely love children in my life. It was career or children, and I have never met the man that I can have children with. I didn't. Almost made that mistake, and 3 months before my family was like, you will absolutely not, and lost a whole bunch of money and deposits in this, that, and the third, but I trust my family, she said, possibly alluding to her former engagement to Atlanta club promoter Omar Slim White, which was called off in 2011. So she doesn't have children, and based on what I'm looking at right here, she put her career before the possibility of starting a family. Now, keep in mind, she got married to her first husband because she, quote unquote, felt peer pressure to do so because she was trying to keep up with her friends, which would explain why that marriage ended as fast as it started. Now, she put her career before having children. So to me, it's saying that Vivica is just being very, very selfish. It's all about her. That's it. It's all about her and will always be about her. Then she mentioned about her family telling her not to have kids and worry about your career and all types of stuff. So she allowed people to get in her ear. So now I guess it's that peer pressure again, right? Vivica, the peer pressure that you claim was there and present back then to get married. It just seems to me like this woman doesn't have a mind of her own when it comes to, I guess you could say, intimate relationships. As we can see in our little journey going through these slides, Kevin Samuel seemed to be very right about her. But let's continue. And now we see why she's mad. This is her dating history. Now, this is recent because she is currently 57 years of age. It says she's currently single. They said Vivica A. Fox was previously married to Christopher Harvest from 98 to 2002. She was also engaged to Omar Slim White from 2010 to 2011. Now, look at how fast these relationships ended. 98, 99, 2000, 01, 02. You're talking like about 5 years. This one only lasted a year, and that was just an engagement. But look at her dating history. Robert Richard, if y'all don't know who he is, he was the one that played Arnez on 101. Neo, 50 Cent, which everybody knew about that one. Quentin Tarantino, I did not know about that one. And how ironic that she was dating Quentin Tarantino, which I didn't know. And around that time, which is when she was in Kill Bill Volume 1, because that came out in 03, the end of 03. And then in 03, she's with 50 Cent. Like, she moved on pretty fast, which leads me to believe that this was like a fling. Now, keep in mind, it says dating. It doesn't necessarily mean that she was in a relationship with, because look at the years. The years, a lot of them are only single digit years, which means it was just for some a fling, meaning they were just screwing around. It says Dennis Rodman in 97, Jamie Foxx in the same year, Terrell Owens, Terry Norris, and Shamar Moore. And that's as far as we know. Who knows? There might be more, but this might be it. So her only serious relationship, if you want to call it that, because I don't even think that was serious, was to her first husband. First and only husband, because I don't count engagement as husband and wife. That's just engaged. But look at it. Total relationships, 11. One marriage that was more like just a satisfaction deal for her. One engagement. And just a boatload of quote unquote relationships. Flings is what I would like to call them. And she got nothing out of the deal. No children. 57 years of age. Now that says relationships right here, but it goes on to dating history, but it doesn't go down further than that. But I have a feeling that a lot of these weren't just relationships as far as boyfriend, girlfriend type of things. Because look at it. Like, some of them happened in the same year. Dennis Rodman, Jamie Foxx in the same year. Quentin Tarantino in 02. 50 Cent in 03. The only quote-unquote long relationship he had out of this bunch was to Neo in 07. And I think this one happened when she did a movie. I think she was a part of a movie and he was in it. So, yeah, it was a lot of behind-the-scenes actions, if you get what I mean, when it come to this one. Hey, now we get to the whole 50 Cent thing. It says Vivica A. Fox double downs on her intense 15-year-old feelings over 50 Cent. Now, I remember when she said some things about 50 Cent, like she was saying some things that most likely wasn't even true. I'm just going to say most likely, can't confirm or deny, but I don't believe that it was true. I think she just was saying that because she was mad about whatever. She said, here's what 50 Cent thinks of ex-girlfriend Vivica A. Fox calling him the love of my life. And says 50 Cent has no idea why Vivica Fox is still thinking about him. The actress made waves last week for implying her ex was in the academy. I remember that. And then she went on to talk about some things that they would do, I guess, in the bedroom that she would think would imply that he is that way. But my thing is this: if you went all the way with him with the things that you claim that he did, then you can't sit up there and claim that he's this way. You engaged in the act. And notice she keeps bringing up that relationship because after that relationship, really nobody was paying attention to her. Again, that was right around the time of her doing Kill Bill. Was within when this relationship was going on. Everybody knew about this relationship. Everyone would see them at different events or whatever. And it's like it ended just as fast as we found out about it going on. But of course, this was at a time when social media wasn't that popping like that. It wasn't on the rise. I mean, the only thing we had at that time was MySpace and Facebook. That was pretty much it. Black Planet was pretty much faded out. And this is what we had left over. This was years before we had an Instagram, a Twitter, a Snapchat, TikTok, all the others, that's on right now. But she keeps hanging on to this. She keeps bringing it. This reminds me of Taylor Swift constantly bringing up Kanye West to keep clout chasing off of that little small incident that happened at that award show back in 2009. Because the thing is, 50 Cent, of course, clearly net worth is way higher than hers, way more than hers. And he now has a reputation more so on the, behind the scenes side, of course, with stars in his shows like Power and BMF. Yeah, because the thing is, the reason why she keeps bringing this up is because she realized probably out of all the men that she's dated, quote unquote, 50 Cent was probably the one where she should at least try to have made it work out. That was the one right there that she should have locked in with. But I just have the strongest feeling that she was the common denominator, like she is with the vast majority of her relationships, period. She says, Joe Biden bringing actress Vivica A. Fox to campaign event in Jackson. I got to go to Joe Biden's house. Fox exclaimed, I call him white chocolate. I think I remember talking about this. I said to him, thank you so much for getting Lion Ryan in the debate. I appreciate you, Joe. She called this PC man who has a racist history when it comes to black people, white chocolate. This is Kill Bill's. Vivica A. Fox endorses Joe Biden in 2020. He has what I want to see in a president. He got that thing. Fox tells people he has that history and he's been there. Yeah, oh, he has a history, all right. And what is that thing exactly, Vivica? What is that thing that he got? I want to know that. And notice they said Kill Bill's Vivica A. Fox because that's all they know of her for too. Of course, us in the black community who have followed this woman's career know of other stuff that she's been in before Kill Bill. Like we could name a good chunk of her catalog, of her resume, prior to Kill Bill. I mean, I remember she was in an episode of Fresh Prince. She was on that show Out All Night, with Patti LaBelle and Morris Chestnut. I know she used to be on a soap opera. She, of course, did Set It Off. She was in, Two Can Play That Game, and a couple of other films. And this is all before Kill Bill, but Kill Bill was supposed to be like her major breakout role, because a lot of the roles that I did mention was more geared towards the black community. Kill Bill was supposed to propel her into a crossover success. I think I forgot to say Two Can Play That Game because that came out the year before. And Kingdom Come, all those movies I just mentioned before Kill Bill were more urban based, quote unquote. Kill Bill was supposed to propel her to another stratosphere. That was supposed to push her out there, even though her character was, if you saw the movie, only in it for like the first 10 minutes. But that was supposed to push her forward because that was a breakthrough role for her. Working with Quentin Tarantino. I mean, It worked for all his other actors. Why didn't it work for her? I don't know. But I think we can pretty much have an idea. Let's continue. Now, here's my tweet right here. I said Vivica Fox told on herself in that so-called interview with Ice Cube, where she made it seem that black women are separate from black men. Truth be told, many have noticed that for quite some time. Her inner mammyism came out in her pillow stuffed face, and as ain't been relevant since she got killed in Kill Bill Volume 1 by the Bride. That's what the rest of the tweet says. I remember it. This thing says she disrespects black men like Ice Cube, yet supports black males who lied about racism and walks back racist comments to protect white women. This is the part when she's talking about Jussie. She says Vivica A. Fox shows her loyalty to Jussie Smollett as his trial for staged hate crime begins. He says, I believe in Jussie. And then this other one right here says, excuse me, Vivica A. Fox calls Ivanka Trump racist comments. I really think that she thought she was complimenting us, Fox told Andy Cohen. During a Friday episode of Andy Cohen's E! Show For Real, the story of reality TV, the producer addressed racial controversies on reality TV shows throughout the years. Actress Vivica A. Fox recalled a racist comment made by Ivanka Trump while they were taping The Celebrity Apprentice in 2015. So listen, like really pay attention to what I just read here. And right here, and they literally culminated it all here. She disrespects black men like Ice Cube, which is what I said here, yet supports black males who lied about racism, which she did here, and walks back racist comments to protect white women, which she did here. Now, these are all the slides that I just went through when it comes to Vivica Fox and why I have given her the label of the Supreme Blacarian. Now, there could be other Blacarians that come after her that could, possibly snatch up that title. But the fact of the matter is, this woman has more than deservedly earned that title. Now, there was another post that was sent to me, and shout out to Kid Gravity. I'm not going to post it up here, but I remember what it said. And it was a screenshot from some woman who was admiring Jesse Williams. Now, if you don't know Jesse Williams, he was the actor, played on Grey's Anatomy, but he was the one that made that very infamous speech at the BET Awards a couple years ago that literally pretty much gained him a huge following. But apparently he's in this play right now, and in the play there's called full frontal nudity, which basically showing everything for him, and he ended up trending for a couple of days because of that, because apparently the pictures got out and started floating all over the internet, and someone had got a hold of the picture and they posted it up, and they mentioned something about light skins on I'm just paraphrasing. They said light skins on the rise or whatever, but somebody screenshotted it, and lo and behold, who was the one of the people that retweeted it? The woman that you see right here on your screen. I'm telling you, the internet is undefeated. It is very undefeated and will continue to be. Well, except for that one time it ended up shutting down for, a couple of hours, about an hour, when Michael Jackson passed away back in 2009. He had broke the internet. That was the one time that the internet was defeated. And I think it was the only time. It ain't been defeated since. But yeah, Vivica Fox, she's a disappointment. Point blank, period. This was a woman that at one point was heavily sought out or heavily looked at or heavily admired back, then, before, she got the work done. Because she definitely got work done. You can look at her and tell that she has. And we were saying ourselves, why did she have to go under the knife? She looked good the way that she was. And it was at that point when we realized that we probably was about to start losing her. But it's one thing, to go on the knife and you get some plastic surgery, you're changing a physical appearance. But for some reason, it seems like it went to her brain. It went to her head. And now she's this. She is this. This is what we are stuck with. A 57-year-old haggard spinstress who's bitter and has a lot of dark, negative energy on her. It's really sad when you think about it. But her karma is definitely coming. Speaking of karma, since she wants to talk about karma, her karma is coming. And she's finally going to be like, why is this happening to me? Then that's when she's going to go into her victim mode. Why is this happening to me? You know exactly why this is happening to you. I mean, have you seen or remember the stuff that you have said over the years? That's why this is happening to you, Vivica. You brought all this negative energy your way by your own doing. No one gave this to you. You did. This is why this stuff is happening to you. And the thing is, karma's probably already hit her. And she's probably mad that it has, so she has to project and direct her negativity onto others, because that's the only way she'll feel good. I mean, if you look through all this, like really think about all the stuff that I just went through talking about her, I could see why she's mad. It's inexcusable, but shit, I probably would be mad too, but I would be more mad at myself. It's like you had everything going for you and you unraveled it by your own doing. Like literally, it's almost like pulling one thread out of a stitch and it unravels the entire thing. That's literally her. Her greatest doing will be her greatest undoing. And that's completely on her and others of her ilk. I feel nothing that that comes her way. Nothing. She's going to end up getting the Stacey Dash treatment. Where's Stacey Dash? Oh, another woman that was heavily sought after, that could have had it all. But her internal energy was just bad. And then at the expense of the same people that propped them up, that helped them get to where they are now. But it's interesting that it was black people, the same black people that helped prop up people like Vivica Fox to where they were. But the same asses that she kissed are the ones that brought her down. But she still has the nerve to kick us in the ass like we are the ones that did it to her. Like we are the problem. No, Vivica, you need to look yourself in the mirror if you have any mirrors at home. And deal with your own insecurities. And maybe possibly kick your own ass. I don't know. Do what you feel has to be done. Because we're not your enemy. However, you have made us an enemy of you. Because you made yourself an enemy of us first. And that's my take on it.